So today I want to talk about why I actually think creating an online course in 2025 is probably a bad idea. And it's something that I've had to learn the hard way because there's been certain shifts and changes over the last year and a half. And about a year and a half ago, I actually had an online course program that I was selling that was generating about $40,000 to $50,000 per year in 100% passive income. It was fully automated. It was about a $150 course and it was completely automated. Other than the odd email, there was almost nothing that I had to do for this. And that's kind of like the holy grail of what we all want from an online course, something that's just going to passively give you income without you having to do anything. But the issue with this, and there's going to be 5 issues that I'm going to take you through and reasons why I don't think you should do a normal automated online course in 2025. And actually, I'm going to give you a bonus one towards the end as well. So let's say 6 reasons why you definitely don't want to be creating an online course. Because a year and a half ago, certain shifts in the market happened. And this is point number 1, that shifts in the market are going to happen. And what happened for me was that school partnered with Alex Hormozi, and Alex Hormozi then started doing all of these competitions. So you had lots of marketers and businesses and affiliates all going on and trying to compete for this. And that meant that they automatically were starting to give huge amounts of information away for free. And at this time, I'd just been spending 3 months building an updated version of my program, which would normally last about 2 years before it needed to be updated. And I thought, great, that's me set for 2 more years of nice passive income. And no, they completely upset that. And because there was shifts in the market and because I didn't talk directly with my customers and my students, I wasn't getting direct feedback on what they needed, what was shifting, the questions that they had, and all of that information. So I was basically completely blindsided. I really should not have been producing an updated course. I wasted 3 months and I lost money because when I went live and I launched it, soon after launch, it bombed. So other than a few goodwill sales at the start of people that knew me, they liked me, they wanted the updated version, the sales just sort of ticked along and it was barely worth my time and effort. So it completely bombed. But there was other things that happened in the market as well around that time. AI was starting to pick up and information was suddenly becoming cheap. So thanks to AI, information is cheap. Now, obviously, the type of information we're getting from AI isn't necessarily good quality, but the fact is, without speaking to students, and now obviously I coach full time and I speak to a lot more people. So over the last year, after speaking to people a lot, I've been shocked by how much people are using AI. Even if it's giving you bad information, people really automatically, we like things that make life easier. We like things that we can brain dump into. So therefore, we were relying on AI a lot already and trusting it way more than we should. So these shifts in the market, I was completely unaware of. So that's one reason why I would say that you really should not be just doing an automated course. You need some contact with your audience. Otherwise, you'll probably be missing the mark these days, and people may be giving away huge amounts of free content like they were for me with school launching it, and therefore people didn't want to pay for the information that I was giving away because information was now cheap. So leading on from that, point number 2 is that people expect more now than just an online course. If information is now cheap, it's irrelevant, it's devalued thanks to, it was always going down because social media was obviously booming. More and more people were starting YouTube channels. Information was readily being given away for free. And before that, people would still pay for the convenience of shortcutting the process and not having to find it all online and bring it together. So you were almost buying an online course for the convenience of someone just putting it all in one place for you. But now, thanks to information being cheap, AI being able to source information and answers quickly, and even now connecting to the internet and bringing those answers together, that's no longer a benefit. So people want more than just an online course. They want some form of implementation. So they want you to basically either help them with it in some way through direct feedback. So that could be having a community, that could be doing coaching, that could be doing the odd live call each month. It could be some way of giving them more than just the online course. They want to connect with you. They want a higher level of service. Or what I'm also seeing people do is that they will partner it with an app or some type of software that makes something easier and shorter. So it improves the system, again, making it either easier or helping them directly with the implementation. So they need more than just the information. So it's why you're seeing a lot of communities and softwares and so on partnering with free information that they give you when you buy the software, or when you buy the course, you get the software as well. So some type of extra layer that's generally related to implementation and making things easier and better. The third point, which for me is a really big one, is trust. Online trust is at an all-time low. A lot of this is thanks to AI. It's also that the course industry gets a bad rep. There's a lot of people out there selling a lot of crap. But also, if AI is now giving a lot of information, and that's devalued the quality of that information, but we also know that it's giving a lot of bad information, and the answers it gives aren't necessarily that good, but also people are leveraging that to produce a lot of crappy products, then therefore the quality of the information out there has gone down. So the quality of information in general, there's a lot more of it, it's a lot cheaper, but the quality of it has gone down. So in general, and for many other reasons, online trust is at an all-time low. So people need to know, like, and trust you before they buy from you. They want to see your knowledge, they want to see your authority, they want to see your experience, they want to see your proof. So all of these things, which have always been important, are even more important now. It's one of the reasons I love YouTube so much for selling your online courses or coaching programs or your education business in general, because it's a really good opportunity for you to demonstrate your knowledge and skills and everything else. You can give back so much information, and people need to consume a lot of information before they potentially become a customer. And YouTube gives you the opportunity to do that. Once they start binge watching your content, they know you, they like you, they trust you, and if they're ready for the next step and it's a congruent offer that you're giving them, then they're more likely to take that. Now, obviously, I've got a free workshop, which I'll put below this video, which will show you exactly how I use and how I recommend that you use YouTube to grow your education business. So that's completely free. That'll go into more detail and the exact strategies of how I would use YouTube. But you really want to be using YouTube or some other way of gaining people's trust, because that is a massive jump. Once people know you, they like you, they trust you, and you have that trust, selling is easy because people are willing to pull out their wallet. They want to invest in someone. It's why referral marketing is so powerful, because if it's coming from someone they trust, even someone they don't really know but they trust, then that carries more weight, because it feels like it removes some of the risk for them investing, because we're always fearful of looking stupid or being screwed over. But it's mainly for losing status in the terms of, I bought it, I was scammed, it didn't work for me, and I wasted time. So trust is a really, really big one that we need to overcome, and I love YouTube for that. Number 4 is time. Now, time these days, we're wanting everything faster and faster all the time. We obviously live in a sort of consumer-driven economy these days. It is the creator economy. Information is cheap and readily available. We've got AI, we've got search, we've got social media. We've got so many people competing for our attention. We've seen the rise of the sort of short-form content on YouTube, on TikTok, and so forth. So people's attention has gone down. Our attention span, especially of people below 35, where they're consuming more of this short-form content, has dramatically dropped. Therefore, people want things faster. They want results faster. They want everything faster. And if you look at how online courses previously were selling and people were consuming and getting the result, when you look at the data with online courses, especially the automated ones where people weren't, this is why high ticket programs and coaching often does better, because people are more invested in it. Obviously, they spend a lot more money. You can give them more hands-on support, and therefore they're more likely to get a result. So people getting the result and completing the course, those rates are much higher when it's a higher level hands-on product of someone giving you the butt kicking that you need to get the desired result. So therefore, the completion rates in the past and now of automated courses, I think it's even gone down, was about 15%. So that means I think it's even less these days. It's like 12%. So that means nearly 90% of people weren't even completing the course, let alone getting the desired result. I think getting the desired result was around sort of 5 to 6%. So that means that most people were not even finishing your course. Many were not even starting it in the first place. And now, due to that sort of desire for things to be even faster and easier, people get overwhelmed very easily. Now, there was an interesting metric, and I've now seen this myself, and I've actually scaled down the products I offer. In the past, we used to dump value on people. Value was sort of seen in, lots of people would say, I'll give you 20 or 30 or 100 hours of video training. And that used to be seen as valuable. But now, the thought of 100 hours, I mean, just think about how that makes you feel. If I said, I'll give you 100 hours on how to grow a YouTube channel, you would be like, geez, please, no. I just can't think of anything less I would like to do. But if I said, in a 1 hour workshop, I can give you everything you need to help grow your channel, you think, okay, I can spare an hour. That's fantastic. Yes, I would like to do that. So time and overwhelm are a big one. And we've seen this play out with the school platform, because what they noticed was the main reason that people were churning out of the school platform, obviously people don't necessarily like subscription models that much, so they're always looking for a reason to cancel. But the main reason that people were giving for churn was overwhelm. So it was giving too much value. And people then also weren't just getting overwhelmed, they were feeling that they weren't getting the value out of it because they weren't able to take advantage of all the benefits you were giving them, so therefore they cancelled. Whereas when the people were giving less and you were actually making use of those, people actually stay because they feel like they're getting the benefit. So it's a strange psychological twist, but time is very, very important these days. So you really, I actually think of, there's this diet drug now. I don't want to say the name of it. It begins with O, but it's the one that all the celebrities are taking to lose weight. So I think this is a great example of how we all say that we want something, but it doesn't seem, we'd rather live with it than the pain of giving the time and effort to get that result. So we'd rather just find ways to cope with that. But the moment there was an easy option, everybody wanted it. So everybody did want it. They just didn't want to do the effort of it. So that's a massive reflection on the time and effort that is required these days. So if your online course is not necessarily getting people the results, or it's overwhelming, or it's too much time, then but the thought of doing a course, basically people don't want to do the work. I think that's the point I'm trying to get to. People don't want to do the work. So time is even more important these days. And I think that brings us on to point number 5, which is that people want the desired result or transformation. They don't necessarily want the online course. This has always kind of been it's always been the point. Like, people don't buy an online course because they want to do an online course. They want the end result. But now, because information and so on has become even cheaper, people really want to pay for a result or a transformation, especially when it comes to high ticket. They want a transformation of some kind, and it has to be a transformation or a result that they are willing to pay for. But what I've also realized in many years of creating online courses and coaching and selling products is that a huge amount, believe it or not, of what you actually do in these courses or with the implementation is motivation and accountability. So what you want to do is get somebody to do something very simple, but you want to keep them doing it. So this is a bit like the fitness part again. If somebody actually wants to lose weight, there's probably 1,000 different ways I could help them with that. But if I just pick one, I can pick any one. But a huge amount of that is just going to be me keeping them accountable and trying to get them to take the daily action and keep doing that small, simple thing. So whether it's just eating high protein and sticking to that high protein and doing some exercise twice a week, then most of my job, after giving them the initial information, is just going to be keeping them doing it and taking the action so that they do get the desired result. So people actually want the transformation, and you have to remember that what is the best way that you're going to be able to create your course or program or structure to surround them getting them that result. So now realizing that most of what you do in terms of from a coaching angle is actually more about the motivation and the implementation. So it's really about getting them the result, and the information is less relevant than the result. So it's everything you can do to get them the result. And as I said, I would probably say like 50, 60, 70% of what I find myself doing is saying the same thing over and over, but motivating people to do it. So the information is less relevant than it is the actual action and getting them to take it. And I would say that the final bonus reason to potentially give everything away for free, knowing that an online course is cheap, it's kind of irrelevant, I would just give everything away for free. You've probably heard leading experts like Alex Hormozy, and I've heard lots of other ones, Russell Brunson. They all say just give your best stuff away for free. And that's because if you give so much away for free, people will love and appreciate you so much more, and they'll be grateful, and you can literally say, there it is, it's all there. You don't need to buy anything from me. But if some of you do want my help, there will always be people that have the money and they'd rather get direct access to you to ask those questions. For some people, just asking a few questions will be worth its weight in gold, and they're happy to pay it. So when you realize that you're selling implementation more and just another level, then you can give everything away for free. You can look at, say, your YouTube channel as community service, where you just literally don't have to limit yourself because, I'm selling this program, so I don't want to give everything away for free. Just give everything away for free. There will always be people that want to work with you. Always. And if you're always trying to dance around the subject, someone like me with my program will inevitably, there'll be a market shift and someone will give everything away for free because they see another way to monetize it. So people were giving certain stuff away for free because they were then selling implementation or high-ticket coaching, or they were taking the Alex Hormozy model, which was, I'll help everybody who is not within my criteria. I want to work with businesses making 10 million or something, he says, and therefore he helps everybody else for free. Well, that's just eliminated all of us as competition for those of us that were helping all the people that were smaller businesses. So there's always going to be someone that's going to screw you over by giving stuff away for free. And so you're better off paying for implementation because those will be the people that like you, they know you, they trust you, and they want to work directly with you. So I would say focus on implementation, give everything away for free. That will just free you completely because then it's community service. No one can say, look, this person's selling an online course. That means all of their videos are probably leaving something out. They're not giving anything away for free because they're trying to sell me a program. And that's the sort of spammy mentality that people have around courses because people have been doing that. But if you just give everything away for free, then you are not that person. You are doing your community service, almost like your charity work. Here, I'll help you. Take it. Take my best stuff. But if you want to work with me, that'll cost you because that's my time. So those are the things I recommend doing. As I said before, if you would like more help growing your coaching business with YouTube, then I will put a link to my free workshop just below, which will show you how to organize your channel and structure and your content to be able to generate and attract coaching clients and sales for your education business. As always, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one.